And welcome everybody to the Motive Creations webinar. And Dr. Bob Rotolo is the host for your webinar, and I'm going to turn it over to Bob. Bob, here you go.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Bruce Inouye is my technician, my mechanic, the person who helps me with my social media and with my online webinars. So thank you so much, Bruce. I'm so happy to be here today. This is a very exciting topic for me because every one of us want to live a happier and healthier life every day in every way. So the title to me is very appropriate. I want you to think about this title not only in your personal life but in your professional life or your work life. And in all areas of your life, I think an outcome of a healthy lifestyle is happiness. It's a byproduct. So let me share with you a little bit about myself so you have a sense of my background. I've been involved with the behavioral sciences all through my career. Started out as a clinician, individual family marriage counselor, got enamored with organization development, went on for further study in that area, and for the last 30 years or more I've been working as an organization development consultant, a professional coach, an executive coach, a life coach, been involved in teaching in universities and in corporate contexts, have worked as a counselor and consultant in organizations, focusing all my professional career on improving performance. Before that, I was younger, and before I went into the corporate world, I was very involved in athletics and very interested in one's physical well-being. So I want to be able to share with you a lot of that professional background and context. I'm also on the personal side. I've been married for many years, blessed with 3 daughters and 4 grandsons, and so I'm very fortunate and blessed to have a wonderful personal life as well. Not without trials and tribulations like we all have, so I want you to recognize I am a real human being and have endured what many people have in their life, but I have been pleased to say that my path of life has been very rewarding and satisfying. So with that background, let me share with you where this program comes from. It comes from a great deal of study in the field of motivational psychology and positive psychology. Dr. Ed Feiereisen, my partner in creating Motive Creations, started as a biology school teacher, became a school counselor, then moved into motivational speaking, sales. He's a tremendous salesperson, sales background, and he has devoted his life to helping others to be more successful in their life and on this particular topic of health and well-being. Both of us have spent a great deal of time on mental conditioning methods and techniques and tools, and as we say in this particular view graph, is that methods that combine new world principles of wellness and new technology. The new technology here basically is that we have embraced social media and the ability to be able to reach people on multiple devices. So I am so pleased that I have a person like Bruce who helps me with that, because that's not my forte. The history of Motive Creations 365, as I said earlier, has spawned out of Dr. Ed Feiereisen's interest in what if we could start every day of the year with a message that has proven powerful and positive. Proven power and possible. So that's what he has worked on over the years, and he and I have talked together and consulted and coached together in many different industrial contexts, industries. But he has gathered these messages over time, and I have shared many of my messages with him, and we put together a very powerful program. So what would be some of the benefits to think about if you were to embrace this program and say, I want to be able to, look at this, become happier and more enthusiastic in your work and in your personal life? If you were able to live with less stress, greater balance, and more passion and purpose, would that be of interest to you? What if you were able to develop more meaningful relationships through the reinforcement and the direction that you receive from this program? What if you were able to bump up your self-esteem and your self-confidence just a bit, so that you have more days that you feel more empowered with yourself? And if the messages from this program could help you to do that, would that be of interest to you? And if you were able to help yourself and others to be more responsible, more accountable, what would that do to your workplace? What if you were a leader or a manager or owner of a company? What would that do to your workplace if you're able to have people have more ownership on what they did in their life? So these are some of the benefits that we believe this program has for individuals who have embraced it. Matter of fact, we know because we have had people on the program as we develop the prototype, have them and give us feedback on what their experience has been. So I'm going to share some of that with you as we go through the program. The reason why this program can accomplish all those benefits I just shared with you is because it focuses on 6 major areas that help you to keep your life in balance, helps you with your health, with your humor, in leadership roles, helps you in an organization. If you want to be customer focused and customer centered, this program can help you do that, the way you position the program in the business, and we can talk more about that. What about in your personal life with marriage and parenting? If you were able to get some thoughts and ideas and lessons from this program that can help you in your personal relationships, would that be helpful? What about improving your day-to-day communication, your ability to understand others, and your ongoing inspiration and motivation? These are the 6 areas that we focus on: your professional life, your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, your social relationships, your emotional well-being, and your financial. Yes, your financial, a basic foundation block that we all need to able to master as we go through life so that we can be self-sufficient with the basic needs and desires that we have in fulfilling our life. Here are some real examples of some of the content that we have. So here's an example of some of the content around self-esteem. The #1 dis-ease or disease on the planet is low self-esteem. It is thought to be the main reason for all maladaptive behaviors people exhibit. And during our life, we unintentionally get beat up a little by our 5 major influencers. Who influences your life or has influenced your life as you have grown up in your life? Your parents, your teachers, your preachers, your family, and your friends. Those are all voices in our heads as we mature through our life. Now we could say they should know better, but that's the way that we're raised. Okay, if we were perfect parents and perfect teachers and perfect preachers, we wouldn't have many of the issues we have today. But we're real live human beings, and that's not the way we're created. So all their recycled advice dampens our self-esteem many times, especially the way they deliver that advice. And sometimes that advice we learn as we go through life are untruths. It wasn't intentional, wasn't meaningful, but that's the way it was. So we're suggesting here, start focusing on the positives that our Creator has given us versus the negatives. And we label everything that we do. Well, we'll talk more about that as we go on in this presentation. Remember, our life is a result of us labeling our life situations. Well, that's just one of the lessons that you would get during the day, every day, and you focus on that content, and it ought to provide you with triggers and signals on, oh, maybe I have to rethink some of the conditioning that I have had over my life that has not been positive and helpful. In that previous slide, we talked about labeling. Now, what about this? If you got a message like this during the day, labeling. There is no sadness in your life until you label it. There is no happiness in your life until you label it. There is no boredom in your life until you label it. There is no bad news in your life until you label it. There is no good news in your life until you label it. By choosing to label your life events, you determine your happiness and peace or your misery. That's a powerful statement. What if you reflected on that in the morning when you got up after you read it? You contemplate on that. You look at what are you doing in your life with regards to labeling your life events every day, labeling your relationships, labeling your place of work, labeling your friendships, labeling the situation. And how are you labeling? The only power is my ability to choose the correct attitude for any situation. Attitude. And this is why we talk about the importance of positive psychology. Here's an example of the way the message is actually presented to you in your email every day or on your phone, any device you have, your iPad. Okay, first of all, it comes across as a gift of appreciation for you. And we say at the bottom of the slide, share it, share it, share it, share it. So we're suggesting that you not only read this yourself, but to your loved ones, your friends, your customers, your associates, you blast this out. Look what I read today, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. And this particular content, I won't go into it in depth, but it says catch somebody doing something right. Catch somebody doing something right. So often in the business world that I have been part of, and in the athletic world I've been part of, coaches focus on the mistakes you make and help you to correct those mistakes. Well, let me tell you, if you want to have a better team, a better functioning organization, more productive individuals, focus on what they're doing right. Express appreciation and tell them specifically how that has benefited them, the organization, and the people around them. And express that appreciation in public. You are educated and informing others on what you believe is the best way to go, the right thing to do. Now, if you create a work culture, a family culture, where people are catching other people doing something right, like, gee, thank you, dear, for helping me move that particular carton from one room to the other. Or thank you, my dear son, for helping me put out the garbage today. You're being very specific on special appreciation, what they did well, and even you can get into how they did it so they can reinforce that. So just an example of what these messages look like. Here's another one. So that particular one is on helping building the first one on catching someone doing something right. It's reinforcing positive behavior. This one is on understanding communication, which is the basics of all relationships, is the anatomy of communication. And this one interesting. Okay, words, which I'm talking to you now, only impact the communication by 7%. Compared to the tone of the voice and body language. Well, what's been told to me in these webinars is, Bob, the way you're using these webinars now, you're losing 55% of the impact because no one can see you. So I'm thinking in the future, I'm going to look at how we can use our camera to capture the slides, but also, more importantly, is capture the message being delivered. So one of my colleagues gave me that feedback recently, and it makes sense. Look what we're teaching here. So again, this is a slide that can help you and those who you share it with on understanding the power and impact of communication and how to do it more effectively. Here's another one, and so another lesson that you receive during each day. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Wow, isn't that powerful? So often we start saying, oh my goodness, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough tools, I wish I wasn't here. Instead of appreciating and valuing what my abilities and strengths are and focusing them on how I can use them more effectively. How can I use them more effectively? Here's another one on happiness. And happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Just think about that. So again, these are how the lessons come out, very bright, very cheerful, and how they can be used. Now you take those particular lessons and you share them in a work team and say every day, let's pick a lesson out of the week that we listened to and share what that lesson meant to you. So we do that in a huddle. And we've done this, Dr. Ed and I have worked in many different industries, and we would work with work teams. And we'd say, take these messages and take one and share them and ask the person in the group, in the team, how did it impact you? How can we apply this in our day-to-day work with our colleagues and with our customers? And here's another one in front of you right now. You can read all the books, listen to all the wise people, have all the right learning, but if you do not do good, you waste a lot of time, energy, and part of a good tree. Good greed is when you help someone else and it makes two people happier. Do good, get greedy. Wow, when I listened to that, I said, my goodness, in my life, all my life, greed was a negative term. And Dr. Ed turned this around and says, no. And he got this lesson from his mother. His mother was a person who did a lot of good in the community. Used to take children in, give them baths, feed them, and he saw all the good work that his mother did. And as he grew older and looked at it in perspective, he says, why did my mother do that? Well, not only to help others, she got a great deal of personal satisfaction out of that. And she felt fulfilled as a person, giving back to others who were less fortunate than her own family. And he coined this as good greed. Now, wow, think about that. How we can take words, relabel them, and to empower us and make us even better people. You'll see that throughout these lessons. Now let's for a moment ask ourselves, why would an organization invest in MC365 as we label it? Well, let me share with you some of these reasons why. It provides all the tools and techniques needed for team members to be happier and to perform at a higher level. See, so we can share with you how to implement these messages that the individuals get in your organization 365 days a year, and how they can be used to help them improve their performance and to be able to be used to help others to be successful. Its creators based his comprehensive wholeness program on 30 years of research and training thousands of individuals. So these messages are proven messages. Dr. Ed and I have used them and have taken other people's messages that we know are effective because we have used them in different work experiences. It's the only motivational program that addresses 6 critical wellness areas for personal and professional success, and to do away with stress. So it's a balanced program. It helps you to be able to focus on all areas of your life. And many times in the workplace, we don't focus on our whole being, the wholeness. And this is why we say when people are happy in all areas of their life, they're going to be better performers in the workplace. And we can also teach them how to use these tools not only in their teams, but we have seen in some of the seminars and coaching we've done that these messages, people have taken them home and used these lessons with their children, their family, and their colleagues, and found that those relationships have improved. It's the only program that provides monthly turbo videos. And these videos, Dr. Ed and I have produced a set of videos that on a monthly basis, we will provide a video that elaborates the application of these daily messages and how you can use them, and based on some of the experiences that we've had. So these are just some of the reasons why we believe that organizations can find this of value. It reinforces, some others, it reinforces the ownership spirit, that people can elevate their own sense of worth and take responsibility and accountability. It helps them to start their engine every day and builds their self-confidence and reinforces their self-initiative and self-esteem. It helps them to learn these ideas and to apply them to others. These messages support all your in-house training and development. And you would see that it's nothing new, and that's what's powerful about this, is that we've learned most of this before. It's the constant repetition and reinforcement that makes the difference. It's like any conditioning program. Any mental, physical, and wellness conditioning program has to be repeated and positively reinforced, and this program does that. And last but not least, there's an abundance of humor and tons of wisdom in the program. Now, we position this as a gift of appreciation to yourself, to others that you share it with. They could be people within your organization, within your family. And we have used this particular program in industry to be a very powerful, powerful marketing device. Just think, if anyone who became a client of yours or a prospect of yours, that you sent them out as a gift of appreciation for them allowing you to provide them with services, that you sent them a gift of appreciation through these messages. And of course, they can choose to unsubscribe or subscribe, but every day they're getting a message from you and from your organization because you have your logo and your company's name on every one of those messages. That's really powerful, really powerful. And it's a gift that helps you to reduce stress, develop better relationships, increase self-esteem, and to have more passion in life. So it creates a life with more happiness and wellness at home and at work. So that's basically what I wanted to communicate to you today, is this message on what we have created as a tool, as a vehicle that you can add more value to your life, more happiness and fulfillment. If you want more information on how you can use this program individually or corporately, feel free to email me directly at my email address here, drbob@quantumperformance.net, or you can even call me and leave a message, 602-284-0899. Go to our website, motivecreations.com. Take a look at how this program has been created, what its benefits are, much more in detail, and some of the research that this program is based on. And also, you can just respond to the email that will be sent to you after this webinar, where we asked you for some feedback on the webinar itself. Just ask more information. I will contact you personally, or Dr. Ed will talk with you, and we can answer any questions you have. So thank you for spending the time with us this morning, or wherever you are, day or night, wherever you are. And we would love to be able to share more information to you. I do have other webinars scheduled. We have 2 more this week that we'll be sharing with you on different topics and subjects. And keep an eye out open for our next series and other emails from us. Thank you so very much. Bruce, I'll turn this back over to you.
Okay, yeah, thanks everybody for attending the webinar. I see that there was some latecomers into the webinar, which is great. If you want to get any more information on the Motive Creations 365 program, all you need to do is go to www.motivecreations.com and you'll find out everything that describes the program. It's a motivational program that's designed to be used for 365 days. Consider it like one of those desk calendars that has a message on it every day, where you rip off the page and you get to the next message or quote or motto, whatever, for the day, and you actually get inspired, if you will, or maybe get taken into action on doing something positive in your life. The program itself, I truly believe in, like Dr. Bob and Dr. Ed Feierheisen, the creators. They've done a fine job on this, and they've basically brought to life self-awareness and how you can actually motivate yourself to peak performance. And that's what I love about Dr. Bob, because he spent his whole life on researching and teaching peak performance in all people, and that's great. But anyways, I'm going to leave the screen up just for a little bit longer here. So if you want to contact Dr. Bob, again, here it is. Contact him at drbob@quantumperformance.net. Most likely, most of you attendees already are receiving the email from that email, or you can call him as well. I'm going to last leave this with, if anybody has any questions regarding anything that Dr. Bob has said on this webinar, or any questions at all regarding the program, I'm going to put it out to the floor right now. I'm going to wait for about 5 seconds here. Okay, one question just came in from the attendees here, Bob. They want to find out what the components of the program is if somebody should sign up as an individual to sign up for the Motive Creations program.
Oh, wonderful. What would happen is that when they sign up for the program, they will receive a welcoming email, a quick start guide on how to use the program. They will then receive a message every day that they would either access by their phone, or their email, and read the message. And like we said, share the message to others. And also, we are contemplating on having a demo, a 30-day demo, for those who may be interested in receiving that demo to contact us. And we're putting that into play right now. So hopefully that addresses their question, Bruce.
Great. Anybody else has a question? We have time for one more. All right, I think that should do it. And on behalf of Dr. Bob, myself, Motive Creations, and MC365, we thank you for attending this webinar. And don't forget, you will be getting some emails very shortly for, and I apologize for the short notice, but Dr. Bob and Dr. Ed wanted to put this whole barrage of the webinars out here for everybody to see before the holidays here. But anyways, we will be in contact with you for more webinars to come, and I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy your day, and thank you everybody for attending. And now, without further ado, we will close the webinar. Thank you.